Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Stanley, and I am the flute professor at Colorado State University, and I am here today to help you prepare for your Colorado All-State Band and Orchestra excerpts for flute. As with any audition preparation, planning ahead is key to a great audition. Part of this planning comes months in advance of the audition. Plan regular practice of your etude in your schedule. It's really important to put time into making these excerpts really shine. Plan your breathing, your dynamics, your phrasing for a thoughtful performance. This kind of practice is so important for a good audition. I would also suggest slow practicing to start so that you're comfortable as possible when you perform. If you believe you know the music very well, continue to regularly practice the music up until the audition. Learning the correct notes and rhythms from the very first reading is one of the most important things you can do to prepare well. If you learn incorrect notes or rhythms, it's very difficult to undo them later. You will end up undoing them and relearning the right notes in your practicing, and that's wasteful of your precious practice time. Practice slowly so that you're sure that you have learned the music correctly, and work with a metronome in a great way to start your practice so that you have a great concept of the expected tempo and strong internal pulse. Another tip for audition preparation is recording yourself. I actually recorded myself quite a bit before today's video recording. Periodically record your practice sessions and listen back to give yourself a very candid view of what you're playing in that moment, and that will help you to know what to work on moving forward. I believe that competing in a forum like All-State Band and Orchestra is about being mindful of several important factors. The first one is to play what's on the page. Don't forget to play the printed dynamics and the articulation very well. Play expressively. Don't be afraid to play with strong musicality, as it helps you stand out from the crowd. And vibrato, by the way, is always welcome. The third point to remember is to not play faster than you can play cleanly. In other words, if an excerpt is marked at a fast tempo that you cannot play cleanly, play it a little slower. You should never play with finger flubs or missed notes when you can just practice a little bit under tempo and perform it a little bit under tempo. Prepare early and practice often, and you'll feel very confident walking into your audition. The first excerpt is Kohler number 23 from the Kalmus edition. This etude has wonderful character, as shown in the title, Spanish Caprice. Think about this etude in 3 sections for your practicing, and then practice stringing each section together to create a cohesive performance. In the first section, plan to take the tempo on the slower side of the range that they give so that you have some contrast when you move to the next tempo change at tempo 1. Give it tons of style and work to keep longer phrases going. Try to avoid making the slurs dictate where the phrases go, and instead think about where the phrases are first. I like to look back at the very beginning of this excerpt to determine my dynamic. I'm choosing to perform this at a mezzo forte dynamic. In the next section, which is tempo 1, make sure this section has a bit of a tempo change. I like to play this at the top of the marked tempo, which is 92, to the quarter note. Work for even fingers and a strong sense of style here. You want to have excellent piano dynamics throughout on all the dictated sections as well. In the last section of this excerpt, think about your new tempo very carefully and use the pickup note to determine that new tempo of the Pio Vivo. This is a great opportunity to work on clean, fluid, and even technique. This section should sound wonderfully effortless. Anderson Etude number 20 will be the next excerpt that I perform today. I think that one of the great focuses of this etude is the articulation. I like to work for a clean front on each of my attacks, and I listen for very crisp starts. I also like to think about engaging my core muscles of my abdomen so that I have a nice energy to my airspeed here. Work for big dynamic contrasts and always play with flair and a little bit of sass. Good luck.
Thanks so much for watching this Colorado All-State Prep video. If you have any questions or concerns, please visit music.colostate.edu for more information, including the opportunity to schedule an individual visit with the School of Music, Theater, and Dance. Good luck on your audition.